Hi, I'm Kristine Kieland, and like you, I'm source energy in physical form. And I'm also an intuitive. I work multidimensionally. I work with your energy body, your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual energy bodies. I work with the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Centurions, Alpha Centurions, the Sirians, Sirians. I work with many, many beings of love and light. I work with high, pure consciousness of love. And you may notice that I just took a pause, because in the pause, in the silence, is an ever flow of love, an ever evolving expression of love, of inspiration, of becoming one not only with ourselves, but with every being on the planet. And all beings are conscious. They may have a different consciousness than you or I. They may be aware of more or less than you or I. And there's a lot of talk right now in the spiritual communities of ending of one story, beginning of another, coming into a new era. We are doing that. We have now evolved humanity into a space where we can hold the vibration and frequency of love to a greater degree, to have actually embody it into our physical bodies. The physical bodies are expanding into a consciousness of love, into an awareness of our mental minds. Actually, the mental mind's dissolving. We're becoming more aware of the all that we are. We're stepping into the potential of humankind, which is different than what we've experienced in the past. In the past, we've experienced a lot of manipulation, control. We've experienced a feeling of powerlessness, a feeling of unworthiness, of not being loved, a feeling of feelings and experiences that have been less than love. Our time on earth has been mostly experiences that we attach to that has been less than love. We've now evolved, all of humanity, beyond that. There are those that will be staying in physical form to experience more of this in the coming months. And there will be some that will be leaving the physical body because they've completed their experience for this life experience. I want you to know that it's all okay. It's better than okay. We've reached a point in humankind that some thought we'd never make. And this point is the true potential for being human. The true potential for what it is to be a soul in physical form, to be source energy in physical form. Not only the potential, but the probability to lead with love and peace. And as we evolve into this, we're in the process of dismantling that which has no longer served us. In the process of dismantling what we hold within ourselves, what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about our leaders and our institutions, and what we believe about what being human is. We're evolving beyond that. And today it's when I always work, I work with my highest self and your highest self. And then all the beings of love and light that happen to show up and are with us. We acknowledge and affirm those, just as I acknowledge and affirm you. I'm just taking a pause to let everybody kind of settle into this higher vibration that perhaps you're not used to holding. Perhaps you hold it better than I. When I do a live video, it's always an instantaneous connection of heart to heart, of highest self to highest self, whether we're in this time and space together or whether you watch it at a later date. And even saying time and space together is a bit inaccurate because there is no such thing as linear time. It's something we've created to slow down so we can understand what we're experiencing. So whether you are watching me now or later date, there's a live activation. And activation just means that there's an energy exchange, that I'm recognizing the love within you as I recognize it within me. And as it comes together, it creates more. Some may feel this physically. You get shakes. You may get a feeling of lightness within your body or your head. It may feel really good. It may bring up some tears or some emotions. What we're doing in this moment is just recognizing one another. And that's what we are invited to do going forward, is to start recognizing each other soul to soul. Not so much personality to personality. We're going to still, of course, interact personality to personality, but when you can start to see the soul and let all the other distortions slip away, there's room for acceptance and allowance, and there's room for love. There's always room for love, and then we make more room for love, and we make more room for love. When I said I'm source energy in physical form, just as you are, if you think of a Russian stacking doll, and people tend to think of things in layers, higher or lower, greater or smaller, people think of ascending, which I just think of expanding in awareness. But to think of ascending, you think of it as a 1, 2, 3. So if you can imagine source energy, maybe that's your highest perception of what a person and a soul can be. Maybe it's your definition of love or the universe, but I just call it source energy. That's my all. That's your all, source energy. Then you can say I'm a soul. I'm a soul taking human form. My human form happens to be a female. And then we can break it down from that into how I'm identified by others. I'm identified as a woman, identified perhaps as a mother and an intuitive, a wife or a pet owner or a gardener, whatever it may be that you identify yourself as, a baker or a police chief or a son or a daughter, which we all are. But we're stepping into, in this moment and going forward, where we're going to see beyond the label. Children have that natural ability. They're going to keep that natural ability to actually see the source energy within the physical form. This is something that you do for yourself. You invite yourself to start seeing what's beyond the mask. And you do that by just feeling. What does it feel like to be in someone's presence? Actually, I'm being asked to just back up a little bit. What does it feel like to be in your own presence? So just take a moment. What does it feel like to be me? What does it feel like to be in my presence? This may be a new question for yourself. Maybe something you think about all the time. But just take a moment. What does it feel like to just be me and to be in my presence? Does it feel calm or peaceful? Does it feel a little scratchy, irritated? I'm not going to tell you, of course, how you feel. It's an awareness piece. Don't judge it. Just acknowledge it and accept it for what it is. Just be who and where you are in the moment. Practice that. How does it feel to be me? And then with another person, you can see what it feels like to be them with their source energy, without the illusion, without the mask, the human mask that has all these divisions and definitions and alienations between one another. They're really just, they're inaccurate. Just a game that the soul's been playing for a little bit. And so what you're doing is learning how to go from judgment into discernment. And when I say love the soul, that doesn't mean you need to be with personality. And that's where this technique and tool comes in handy, because you can just take a pause. And when you know yourself really well, I know how I feel, because I know this is me. When I recognize me, I can recognize you. Just take a pause, and does my energy, does my vibration, does my way of being in the world right now align with yours? I will either feel an expansion of myself, an expansion of love and calm. That'll be the discerning moment where I say, yes, we're aligned. Or will I go inward? Will I feel diminished or scratchy? Will I feel, no, I don't think we're aligned. I'm not judging you for being you. I just have some discernment about right now, we're not a good match because we're not a vibrational match. We're not presenting our view of the world in the same way. When you start to look at your family, your relationships, your community, the world around you with discernment, not judgment, not only will you feel better, not only will you be able to hold a vibration and frequency of love to a greater degree and more often, you're actually creating our next best world. And as I'm saying this, I'm going to acknowledge and answer some of the questions I can hear being asked. Yes, it is not present in every moment, in every place right now. And you may see some unsettling things coming forward in your community or in your family or around the globe. This may happen. It has a probability of happening. I want to be really careful, because two things are occurring at the exact same time. We are creating more peace, more love. Truly, we are creating more peace and more love within our forms, what's on this planet, every single moment. We are increasing the vibration and frequency of love. But as it's increasing, there's energies, old paradigms, other consciousness that is less than love, that's going to rise to the surface in multiple ways to complete their experience. Whether it's a personality, or it's a consciousness, a greater consciousness, a collective consciousness, people participating in that, or a system, it's going to come to the surface to complete the story. And by that, I mean there's support, the energy that has supported experiences less than love, without getting into real deep specifics. That energy is no longer supported on this planetary system. And we all have choice, conscious choice and unconscious choice. And yes, we make choice every moment unconsciously. We're learning how to do that consciously. And just like learning piano or a skill, you started as a novice, you start as an amateur, and you work your way up into an expert. We're at the very beginning of learning the skill. So congratulate yourself I celebrate with you for this new space in humanity that we are creating together. Together, you and I and many others have made the choice consciously, along with our subconscious. We've consciously made the choice to look at all through the eyes and consciousness of love. It's not always easy. You may not always want to, but you've made the choice. And you're also accepting the help from your highest self and all the beautiful beings that are here to love and support us and guide us, not do for us. The only ones who can evolve humanity in a space of love are what you'd call the ones in the human form, human identity. But we've made the choice. We're taking steps every day, consciously and unconsciously, to be more of that. And you do that through awareness. And start with awareness of yourself. And you'll notice, perhaps you'll notice that you have a tendency right now to look out at others and how they're navigating the world, if they're doing things the right way or the wrong way, or your attention may be focused on someone else. That can be a clue that you're ready to grasp a new part of life for you, that you're ready to see yourself in a different way, but it's a little scary to really change your perception of yourself, to believe in yourself, to love yourself in more than just an intellectual way. And so you just distract yourself with others. Perhaps that's what you're experiencing. And if you're already, just recognize that, I'm looking outward, when really the beauty and the glory is looking inward. That's where change comes from, when we each do our own inner work. When I recognize that which was in me, that's a harder sentence to say, but that when I recognize what is inside me that is less than love, and I address that, that's my job and that's my role, is to look inward, to understand, to heal that which is less than love. There's parts of our lives where we don't do that, where we blame others, or we get stuck. We're in a loop. And that's okay. And then there'll be a point in your life where you decide, I want something different. And I'm brave enough and strong enough to look inside myself and see all the beauty and wonder that's within me that maybe has been hidden for a multitude of reasons. You know your own story. And to go beyond the stories and go into something new. So about the next 5 or 6 minutes, I just want to offer you, from my heart to your heart, an activation of love to help and support you in whatever your next best step is. And it may come through silently. There may be some light language. Not too sure. Feels like it's going to come through silently today. And it actually looks like, like I can see the hologram of you, and whether I'm looking at you or 300 or 3,000, doesn't matter how many people I'm looking at. I see each one individually in the split second moment, but it's, almost as if I see like a hologram of your form, but I also see this big, gigantic, almost like a halo of your energy. And wherever there's a distortion of less than love within your physical brain, within any cellular memory, it's like pushing a button and setting that distortion free. You transform all things with love. So it's like reading everybody's computer screen. And whereas their bug or a virus that does not, align with highest self, does not align with love, it's like there's a new key put in, and actually we call them soul codes and key codes. So you may feel some buzzing, you may feel something, you may fall asleep. You can't do it wrong. It's being done. Or you may see or sense things, you may not. But again, it will be very quick. Anytime you listen to this, it will be a reactivation for you wherever you are, and so it'll be your next best step, your next best expansion, and it's going to come through. It's going to come through. Toning, it sounds like, and actually, in reality, it is. We have started this activation since the moment the video turned on. It's a continuation of expansion of love. I just use English words to get us started. So, and when I get into higher vibration, you may notice that my body moves around a lot. I channel my highest self, your highest self, simultaneously, and also channel lots and lots of light beings that are here with us, the galactics, the angelic realms, the elementals. That's why my body moves. So. What we're actually experiencing right now is the removal of the belief system that you are either male or female, but the continual oneness of becoming your human form, that you are both female and you're both female, you're both generous and you're both whatever you identify as a male or female personality trait, or we're looking through Kristine to see what the correct words are, but you know, that's an illusion that you're separate within yourself. You're a whole, complete being. You are one. You have female traits, you have male traits, and they serve you both well. And this idea that you need to have such a column of only this is allowed in this form, and only this is allowed in this form. You know, that is you get to decide when and how that works for you. But we actually see the what you might call cross stitching of both ideals of a way of being within a container statement of this is male and this is female. You're now blending and becoming what it is to be human. And to be human is to use all of you all the time with discernment of what's best at this moment. What you may consider a masculine trait may be great service to you in this moment. What you consider a female trait may have great service in this moment, or vice versa. And you're going into a vibrational field, the consciousness awareness that my humanity, my humanness is what serves me best. You understand your full human component. It's much, much easier to see the full human component in someone else. And to not see what's missing, what's not being projected in their highest and best way. You start to see the potential in yourself, the probability, and actually you're a lot less interested in what others are doing with their lives. Not because, way to scratch that. The reason you're disinterested is because you're delighted with yourself. The wonder of who you are and what can I experience today becomes more, Kristine can taste it, the wonder of being me. What is the wonder of being me? What can I experience today? What can I create for myself? What can I create for the world around me? And you do that by being your best self. Kristine's fielding a lot of questions lately in client sessions and coaching sessions, people wondering, what's my next best step? Who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? Most often, the answer comes from in this moment, what is your best self? Are you recognize that? Give yourself the time and opportunity to recognize the wonder of who you are. It's not a thing you do or be. Of course, you're human. We understand that, and it's a bit of a blending now of Kristine's personality and the higher realm. Again, higher realm beings with more awareness that are here to help support and guide you and love you. And we love you so completely and so fully, it's beyond your wildest imagination. But there's a part of you that aligns with us, which you call higher vibration, that recognizes you. We recognize each other. For instance, Kristine's highest self recognizes a higher being, a more aware being, just as yours does. So we're just going to stay in this space. And how do you find the wonder of being you and the delightfulness of being you? Try different things. Just try different things. What do I enjoy to do? What do I enjoy doing? And it may shift and change over this summer, shifts and change over your life experience. Not being you is not one thing, or one ideal, or one expression, or one experience. You're not only a multidimensional being, you're a multidimensional person with multidimensional, that means multi experiences, multi desires and wants and expressions of yourself. What would it be? Who would you be if you remove the restrictions from your thoughts of how you have to be or who you have to be? This activation that's taking place right now is going into your cellular memory. It's going into your nervous system, your neurological system. It's removing. They look like little, Kristine, they look like really thin rope. With, she sees fairy light strings, which is very, very thin electrical lighting things. And so within your system, there's this really long gold strings and there's knots in between them. And each knot is a restriction of yourself. Those knots are being untied to your free flowing form, energy expression of yourself. And as these knots are undone, and it will be done for each person their own way, because everybody has their own team with them, including your highest self. So somebody may have 300 knots done one day, somebody else may have 2 or 3. It's all done in your best interest for your best life experience. We thank you for showing up for this transmission today and experience this with Kristine and with each other. You have declared numerous times that you are participating in the shifting of humanity into a different vibration and frequency that expresses more love and holds more love. You are doing that in this moment. Kristine is just the focus, but you are the one doing it. This is becoming your natural way of being. And you and others and thousands of others are doing this. Millions of others are doing this. I cannot quite tell, and this is Kristine, I can't quite tell if it's billions yet, if we're still in the millions. But there's no turning back. Some of you may have watery eyes today or itchy eyes. You're actually changing the perception of the world and the perception, more importantly, the perception of yourself. You may have some itchy, feel like itchy, dry skin as some of this old consciousness leaves the body, transforms the body. Some of you may have some, maybe does not feel like pain, but it could be irritation in the back of your neck or buzzing or some kind of something new to you. It could possibly be a little bit of pain, but should not be extreme or should not be, will not be much, but you may notice some. Please, as you need to, move your physical body around. You'll need to do that. You'll need to drink lots and lots of water today. Do your best to stay grounded. When we go into this high vibration, it's a little difficult at times to just really be present in the body because this expansive feeling feels so wonderful. So grounding your body, go out and stand on the grass or the dirt, wherever you may be. You know, I'm in the summertime. You may be where it's winter, so maybe you go stand out in the cold, but ground yourself, like really just taking a glass of water, take 2 or 3 glasses of water that really grounds your body. If you have crystal, sometimes that helps hold on to crystal. Put dirt in your hand. If you have a plant in the house, pick up the plant, pet your pet. If you have a pet, that's also very grounding. You can do, you know, a process where you bring in light and love into your body and you let it come in through the crown and you go through your whole body and you let that go through your hips and your thighs and into the down through the bottom of your feet and into the center of the earth, and then come back up. Whoever you are right now, wherever you're listening, please call out your birth name and just call your energy back into your body. Kristine's not going to go through the process of grounding you because we're doing it right now. And if you need a grounding technique, there's plenty available on YouTube for you to find for yourself. Or even better, just ask yourself, ask your higher self, what's my best way of grounding my energy field into my physical form when I start to go out a little too far and it gets spacey? Feel like some of you may need some denser food, some meat. Almonds are always a good one. Dark chocolate, an apple is really good, I hear. But just ask. You are your own authority. You know what's best for you. You're going to a place now where you're trusting what's best for me. Myself, Kristine, and others, we're here to help and assist with that. Just as you know, I'm here in physical form to help assist with that. We have all these wonderful, beautiful beings of love and light that are here to support and assist and to guide us. Not to do for us, but to just assist us. Again, my name's Kristine Kieland. I see you. I love you. Deeply love you. I understand you. I'm so grateful that we're together, that we're expanding human consciousness, that we're changing what it means to be human, that we've declared love as our vibration on this planet, and that we're willing and able to allow the transformation to take place for all beings. If there's any way I can assist you, you can find me at KristineKieland.com. But thank you. Together, you and I, and so many others, are creating the world and living in the vibration and frequency that we took this life experience for, to embody and expand. So thank you. I love you.